Joining me on the line now, the DHL Western Province Rugby women's side team manager, Danel Russouw. Nel, great to have you on the line. How are things there with you?
I'm very well, yourself.
Pretty good. As I've been saying to all our other guests that we've been interviewing online, we take it, call it one day at a time. Nel, you must have, of course, you must be so hungry for rugby at the moment.
You're hungry is an understatement. It's like it's been so challenging being off the field, not being able to see the players, be involved. It's been very, very challenging, but exciting on the other hand because the doors are slowly opening and the grass is ready for some boots. So yeah, I'm super stoked. I can't wait for everything to start.
And now I've got to ask you, where did it all start for you? Because over the last, I would say the last 10 years, I've seen you at so many of the different, where you've been nominated, of course, and received awards at the Western Province Rugby Annual Awards dinner. And we're always bumping to each other there, and we've interviewed you on a number of occasions as well. But for the fans that are watching, how did it all start for you? How did you get involved in rugby?
I've always been a rugby lover, like a spectator. And for me personally, it started at a very late age. I was living in the UK, had no idea that there was women's rugby. Came back to South Africa, started working at a company, and through that, I was introduced to club rugby, women's club rugby. And from the first evening, I went to just go and see what's happening at the practice session. I just fell in love, and I didn't turn around. I got involved. That was actually back in 2004. And since then, I've been involved. And it just grew. It's a part of me. Rugby's in my blood.
Was there a time that it went through your head that you wondered whether, hang on, is rugby, is it for you in terms of like it's a woman's game also?
Definitely, I think it's a continuous challenge. Someone said to me one day that rugby is a game played by men and perfected by women, so there's always been that fight that's going on. I don't agree with that. I think the equality, it's extremely important, and for me it's just it's a pleasure, and there's so many men that has given us the platform to grow the sport.
Yeah.
And Western Province Rugby Union specifically is absolutely, the platforms that they've given to us and still giving to us. When I started in 2004, I started playing for Western Province in 2006. And what has happened over the more than a decade, it's immense, and it's not stopping. Behind the scenes, it's not stopping.
That's great. We're going to talk about that in a second or so. We know that you guys have got some training starting and some programs as well, and we're going to touch base on that. But now, of course, women's rugby on an international level, getting a lot of attention,
Yes.
has been for quite a long time now. And as South Africa, we're also specializing. We've got Lorian, your coach, currently on duty with the national side. We've got Bibi,
Yes.
our province captain, on duty also at the national side. From an international point of view and rugby internationally, South Africa is really playing its part.
Definitely, they're definitely playing. They're playing their part in the sense of that World Rugby, started this whole campaign in 2017 to elevate the development of women's rugby as a global priority. And they are empowering. As you can see with BB and you see with Coach Lorian, that they're empowering women, specifically on and off the field, to have equality on that level. So, but with the World Cup, the upcoming World Cup next year, I'm super, super, super stoked for South Africa. We have been a part of the World Cup rugby before, but this upcoming World Cup, I think is going to be extremely interesting. A lot has been invested. The players are working extremely hard. The coaches are working extremely hard, and the unions have actually taken hands. That's what I've got goosebumps as I'm sitting here. They're joining hands to prepare the team for amazing things.
Having played for the same team that you're managing now, your experience as a player, has that helped you in now your role as a manager?
Absolutely. I'm very much so. Being a manager, coming from the player, I must say the first season was very challenging, letting go of the playing side, and actually stepping into the title of manager. But it was positive for me because as a player, I knew what the frustrations was, but also what the positive things was. I knew what the previous manager, Nolene, I mean, we know what Nolene did for Western Province Rugby. She set a very high bar. So for me to step in then as a player, it just gave me such a advantage to perform my role.
Now, from a Western Province women's rugby point of view, we believe that there is some form of training back on the cards for the women, of course, under the very strict guidelines and regulations of SA Rugby and Western Province Rugby under COVID regulations. But what can we expect?
Oh, you can expect the girls are brushing off their boots and getting ready. We are planning to start an elite squad in preparation for next year from next Wednesday. So that will be once a week. We will train up until December, and then the girls will actually receive a program to follow. And then after the festive season, we will meet again in January.
So we're looking, by the way, we're looking for a lot of photographs and a lot of videos and a lot of player profile pictures. We want to see the women's team. We want to know who they are and which club they come from and their position, and we want to just profile as many of the women as possible. So remember, whoever you've got there with you, they've got to have their phone out all the time taking lots of pictures. But Danel, well, of course, one of the other big things that's happening at Western Province at the moment is that you guys are busy rolling out a high-performance coaching course specifically for women.
Yes, that is something that I am super excited about. The union is starting a program in Western Province Rugby, high-performance coaches development program specifically for women. It's going to be a 3-year program. It's going to start with the basics. It's actually going to start December this year already. There's a lot of planning that's gone into it, and it's actually got a big goal to equip women to fulfill a coaching position.
Right.
And leadership in general, from the field to the boardroom to wherever it's needed.
Danel, we're going to leave it at that, and obviously you've got a fixed slot here on the TV show with us to come and talk to us about anything you want to promote women's rugby, so we can follow your progress, and of course that a lot of women out there and young girls can join a club and sign up and get involved with you, and hopefully you end up with a big squad, and we'll look forward to catching up with you again soon.
Thank you very much. That would be great. And I would really encourage fathers, mothers, uncles, aunts out there, if you know of girls that's interested in rugby from a school level. Western Province has got a very, very amazing program from a school level, to please make contact with the union. And also know that the girls, the senior girls, we've been reigning champions for 3 years. So this is really something that we take very serious. And there's a platform for anybody to come and develop.
That's fantastic. Catch up soon, Danel. Thanks very much.
Thanks. Have a blessed day.
Thanks, Nell. There we go, folks. Danel Russouw, DHL Western Province Rugby team manager, women's rugby team manager. And we're looking forward to showcasing more women's rugby here on Cap Rugby TV. Right, as you know, Score Energy Drinks is, of course, on board with Western Province Club Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Now, if you want to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks, then all you need to do is SMS the word SCORE to 33090. Just SMS the word SCORE to 33090. You can put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score Energy Drinks, all right? So once again, that number, 33090, just SMS the word SCORE. You see it on the can here. SMS the word SCORE to 33090. Congratulations to last week's winner, Peter Jenica. Peter, you walk away with a case of Score Energy Drinks, and somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly.